G'day guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to look at reinstalling the transmission, or let me just switch it over quickly. The setup that I'm going to be doing right now is I've got the engine jacked up on a block of wood with the jack ready to go. I've got the transmission on the side here. I'm going to roll the transmission onto my stomach. So I'm going to go and position myself, lie down this way here with my head over there and legs outside. My legs can swing over and jack the engine up as needed. I'll leave my tools and one bolt, maybe a couple of bolts, 18mm to get into tension or to screw into the side there once I get it in. And the whole idea is I'm going to roll the transmission onto my stomach like that, try and push it up like so, and the idea is I'll have the diff side up, and then I'm going to sort of clock it in that way. Oops, I'm going to make it stable again, clock it up so the diff is facing up, and then pushing it over the control arm and subframe. And then from there it's just trying to then get it to position and get it into the clutch. So yeah, that's the plan anyway, and that's what I'm going to do. Got all my tools ready. I've done this before in the past, so I've had success doing that, so I'll do the same. But you let me know in the comments how you've done your transmission swap on the ground, whether you've used the jack, you've had someone had it on your stomach as well, or you've done it a different way. So yeah, just give you another view of what it looks like down there. And yeah, I've got the engine quite low, so I don't want to leave it for too long. Holy moly. Alright, I'm not sure if you guys saw the struggle or not, but pleased to announce that we got it on. Yeah, so the strategy I was talking about is easier than said than done, because it's just jack shit room down here, but it can be done. As you can see with my struggles, lucky I started going to the gym again, so you're going to have to use your thrust from your stomach, using your legs up, and line it up. Now I stayed under the car for way too long because it was actually on, it was in the clutch already, so it was all good to go. Just needed to get some bolts on to compress it on. So I was like, what's going on here? Why is it not getting, coming on flush? But it's not supposed to. I remembered, got one bolt on. I got one of these. I got that bolt on there to begin with. Started, clamping it down. It not to the full extent. Then got up, did 2 bolts up the top, and and just slowly compressed it in, going around crisscross to make sure nothing's kinked. Hope nothing's kinked. Fingers crossed. But it's in now, so yeah, hallelujah. Let's just zoom out. Diff side facing up. You sort of want to, you know, curve that in around this bloody subframe, and then you slowly wiggle it on as much as you can. Just make sure you've got enough support on the engine, like a proper jack. If not, get 2 jacks. Don't use any of the widow makers or any of the, you know, the temporary jacks. Get a proper one, because you don't want this engine falling on you. You don't want the transmission falling on you. It's full dangerous. But now that it's in, it's just a matter of reinstalling everything now. So I'll start with getting the engine mount support on, so I can get the engine back in its place. Yeah, I don't know, you know, the engine mount came off, but that's come back on again naturally, back in its position. If I get the bracket on, I can then start to fuck around with all these things back on again. What I'll do is I'll put the speed sensor back on before I forget, because after you install it, it's a pain in the ass to get to, and I'm reaching in, can't even see it. That's the sensor and the plug that reads it. I took it off because this is actually plastic, and I don't think I've got another spare. Actually, I do have another spare, but I don't want to break it. It causes all sorts of issues. So let's get the bracket back on again. I'll use the old one because the new one I think is stripped by the sounds of it. Or when my friend Steve took it off. So while the engine's low enough, we're going to install this bad boy back on again. So let's see that now. So do I have access? Plenty. Oop, plenty of access. Let me just zoom in again. Can't see anything here. There you go. Plenty of access. Right, as you can see, the engine mount, bracket is on. Got the engine mount bolts back on. So I won't need the jack underneath to support the engine anymore. Thank God. There you go. It's not sketch anymore if it's being held. True boys. There it is. So now it's just, I'm not going to have any time to install all of this today, but you know, I just want to at least get the master on and see how it feels. I'm going to get the two 13mm bolts somewhere. Alright, stabilize the slave cylinder. So I kept calling it master before, but it's actually slave. And what I wanted to do is test this bad boy out, because you know, the first time I did this, the install, well, the preparation was incorrect. I had the pinion, the metal bit inside the transmission back to front, so it actually caused the clutch to not engage or disengage. So it's come back. It's not stuck. That's a win, boys and girls, and anyone that's in the channel. God, that's a good feeling. That's a good feeling. The next thing to test is do the wheels spin? Now this is flop central, and if you don't know how this works, oh man, did I just not do it properly there? I'll do a video for some of these guys on how to realign your shifter cables. Yeah, Mike actually taught me how to do this one, so thank you, Mike. But yeah, I'll do that separately. We'll get the transmission in. Well, actually, technically the transmission's in, so you know, that's a win. Transmission's in, clutch works, I'm happy. I'll keep going with the video for now, reinstall everything from top to bottom, and then I'll call it a day. Right, I got the slave cylinder, got the bracket on for the shifter cables. So the shifter cables are there, and there's 1, 2, 3, 13mm, that's in. And we're about to get the starter motor in, so gonna get that on now along with all the cables. So get that on now. I think I'll go under and whack it on there, see how that goes. Alright, got the shifter in, the shifter tower. I had to change the shifter tower type from a what was it, from this type here where it's like stick. Let's pop that back. And with the shifter tower, you can only go one way. There's like a flat spot, I don't know if you can see it. The flat spot that sort of marries up to the flat spot. I have the starter on with the starter cable. The earth needs to go to the starter. There's two 18mm bolts that go straight into the transmission to hold it in. I've got the earth wire going to the transmission, and that's held on by a 13mm nut. I've got the support bracket for the transmission to the transmission mount bracket. So pretty much, if I've just checked all my bolts that I've left around, that's all married up. When you don't have leftover bits and pieces, that's a good sign. Now it's under the car, so this is still loose. Now I haven't done the power steering lines just yet, only because I kind of want to let me see if I can turn this around. Yeah, I kind of want to get this. I want to get the drive shaft in, so let's do that now. I'll get both sides in, and that should be the bulk of the work of buttoning it up. So then I've got the dog bone to go. Dog bone's somewhere down there. There it is. So yeah, it's all coming along nicely. So to get I did have to remove some of the bits and pieces for this. What did I remove? The ball joint. Yeah, the board, 13mm ball joint nuts or bolts to loosen this up, so it's free swinging. I might actually, I might get this transmission drive shafts in first, and then in another video we'll do reversal of this coil over. So let's get the drive shafts in now. Alright guys, I got the drive shafts in, bolted up, torqued up, both sides. Yeah, they're just M10 triple squares. I've got the ball joint support bracket on as well, so that's all good. I did find that the driver side drive shafts are knackered, gone, completely busted, exploded, so I won't put this car back together. I'll get that fixed. I'll do the suspensions next, but for now this video is done. Transmission's back in, and everything's back to normal. I've got the shifter cable linkages in, and it all goes into gear as it should. So clutch works, which is good. Clutch pedal, no issues there. First gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth, and reverse. So that all works. I did the adjustment for it, so there's another separate shorts video on it. I won't cover it off here, but she's back. She should be back now. It's just a matter of test driving it next. Yeah, so I'll leave this video here, guys. It was two-part series on this one, so transmission removal, transmission reinstall. I didn't have to do the clutch. The clutch was still good when I drove it. The car isn't tuned or anything, nor are we planning to do any, you know, any go fast bits for this car. It is literally restore this back to, you know, to how it was from the, you know, try and restore as much as we can, get it on the road, get it registered, get it roadworthied, so this is a proper car. And then we'll probably just sell it off so that the next person can enjoy it, so that it's not you know, written off the road essentially. So appreciate everyone for watching, and yeah, I'll try and release videos as much as possible. You know, busy lives, so there's not much we can really do with time, but you know, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Cheers.